Let's kick this explainer off with something literally all of us do every single day. We're constantly staring at screens, right? But how exactly does information, especially the completely fake stuff, actually spread so fast? It's kind of like a giant puzzle, and today we're going to put the pieces together. I mean, be honest for a second. Have you ever scrolled past post, felt your blood pressure instantly spike, and just reflexively hit share on a totally fabricated story? Yeah, it happens to the best of us. It's a massive systemic issue, and we are going to decode exactly how and why this works. All right, so here's our quick roadmap for today's explainer. 1. The truth about falsehoods. 2. The anatomy of disinformation. 3. The algorithmic amplifier. 4. Casualties of the click. And finally, 5. Your digital first aid. Let's dive right in. Part 1. The truth about falsehoods. Defining our terms. Look, to really grasp the core of this problem, we've got to realize that not all fake news is created equal. Here's the crucial split. Misinformation is kind of like an oops. It's completely accidental. You share an old article thinking it's breaking news, or you pass along a weird rumor by mistake. There's no bad intent. But disinformation, that is a weaponized lie. It's engineered from the ground up to trick people, mislead the public, or push a very specific agenda. It is 100% deliberate. Moving on to part 2, the anatomy of disinformation, how lies are actually built. Now that we know what disinformation is, let's take a peek under the hood at how malicious actors put this stuff together. Because it's not just some random person typing a lie into a status update. These are highly sophisticated operations. The main tactics they use to trick our brains include things like deepfakes, pushing crazy conspiracy theories, astroturfing, exploiting gaps where there's no real news, and blasting out hyper-targeted content. Let's actually zero in on 2 of these. First up, astroturfing. Imagine you're looking at the comments on a wildly controversial post, and there are just dozens of people completely agreeing with it. Seems like a massive wave of public support, right? Wrong. Astroturfing uses coordinated networks of fake bot accounts to create this total illusion of popularity. It's literally designed to make you think, well, if everyone else is saying it, I guess it must be true. And then there's the tech side, which is where things get genuinely scary. Deepfakes. These use AI to seamlessly put words right into someone's mouth. I mean, they can manipulate a person's face, their voice, their gestures, the whole shebang, making a totally fabricated event look completely real. If you're not paying super close attention, these AI-generated lies bypass your internal BS detector entirely. All right, part 3, the algorithmic amplifier, fueling the fire. So we know who creates the lies, but how do they reach millions of people in a matter of hours? For that, we've got to look at the social media platforms themselves. Listen to this jaw-dropping quote. This came straight from internal whistleblower files at Meta. During a chat about platform metrics, an employee literally stated, "We're currently in the business of disseminating lies." Just wow. The rapid spread of falsehoods isn't a glitch. According to internal documents, it's a baked-in outcome of how these systems are built. And it really boils down to this. Developers admitted they were totally optimizing for metrics like time spent on the app. They weren't asking, hey, is this actually true, or is this making our users furious? They just wanted engagement at any cost. It essentially creates these massive, dangerous echo chambers where even completely false beliefs just get validated and amplified on a loop. The best way to think about social media is like a slot machine in your pocket. It's engineered to hook you. Every swipe gives your brain a tiny hit of dopamine. When you finally try to put the phone down, that dopamine drops, you get restless, and you go crawling back for more. And guess what type of content generates the most engagement to keep you pulling that lever? Yup, highly emotional, polarizing disinformation. Which brings us to part 4, casualties of the click. Who actually gets hurt here? We know the how and the why, but what's the visceral, real-world toll of all these algorithmic lies running unchecked? Because look, while literally anyone can get caught up in online manipulation, we absolutely have to acknowledge who takes the hardest hits. Disinformation and the hate speech it usually fuels disproportionately targets marginalized communities. Minority groups, immigrants, women, LGBTQ+ individuals, people with disabilities, they're consistently the prime targets of these coordinated online attacks. And the societal fallout is massive. It doesn't just stay neatly contained on a screen. It bleeds straight into the real world. It spreads fear, destroys public trust, completely ruins real people's reputations, and can even manipulate elections. Every single time one of these lies is shared, the real-world damage just multiplies. Plus, we cannot ignore the psychological toll this takes on us. Prolonged exposure to this kind of manipulative, hyper-angry environment absolutely skyrockets anxiety and depression. It feeds into this destructive cycle of social comparison where you constantly feel like you're just not enough. These platforms aren't just altering what we believe, they're actively messing with our mental health. Okay, deep breath. Part 5, your digital first aid. How we stop the spread. We are not helpless in this, I promise. Let's pivot to the solution and grab some actionable tools to take back control of our feeds. Before you ever hit that share button, you need to run the post through 3 quick mental tests. 1, the content test. Are they mixing facts with opinions, using words like must or should? 2, the emotion test. Are they actively trying to make you scared or angry? And 3, the source test. Does the person sharing this have something to gain, like money or political clout? Honestly, I really want you to laser focus on that emotion test. Disinformation totally preys on your feelings. If a post perfectly confirms everything you already believe without challenging you at all, hello, confirmation bias. And if it's explicitly blaming a specific group for a problem, that is engineered outrage bait. You are being played. Step back immediately. So here is a super practical digital first aid checklist you can start using right now. Turn off your notifications to break that addictive dopamine loop. Stop videos from autoplaying. Log off the second you notice a feed making you stressed out. And most importantly, verify a claim before you share it. You hold the power to curate your own digital life. Which leaves us with one final thought to close out our explainer today. The next time you're scrolling and you feel that sudden rush of intense outrage over a post, will you pause, take a breath, and verify? Or will you hit share and play right into their hands? Stopping the spread starts with you. Thanks so much for joining me today, and keep your eyes open out there.